Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue crew! Argleflump here with the 2020 Nancy Drew Games Mega Marathon! Thanks to the coronavirus quarantine, everybody has a lot more free time to play Nancy Drew games, including me!
Welcome to my latest case, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
So I was about to introduce what the name of the game was, but then Nancy introduced it while I was talking. Thanks, Nancy! Let's play this game on Senior Detective mode.
Dear Dad, greetings from the new Deputy Curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss you, by the way. How's Africa? I sure hope this letter reaches you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases. As you probably know, the museum specializes in ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist. Maybe you've seen her name in the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently, it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge turnout that they've closed their doors to prepare. I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill. I was just checking the lock on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces, a carving of King Pakal.
Who is King Pakal?
Pakal assumed the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 A.D. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings. There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. He's a wizard when it comes to these deals. You'll meet him later. Now then, Nancy, you're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
So, actually, I'm kind of interested in that opening letter to Nancy's dad. It would be so cool if Nancy got to go to Nairobi and Ouagadougou. Why is Carson Drew in Africa? I'm not sure why, but anyway, Nancy's here on an internship. So, yeah, she is going to help this museum get set up for their ancient Maya exhibit.
If there's one thing I've learned from my father, it's the value of hard work. Just tell me where to start.
There's a list of tasks for you in the lab. Once you've knocked those off, we'll regroup.
Before I dig in, can you tell me about the exhibit we're gearing up for?
In addition to our permanent collection, we're borrowing rare pieces from museums and private collectors around the world. Soon we'll be sitting on the most fabulous collection of Maya artifacts ever assembled in one place. And now that we've scored the monolith, too, Beach Hill sera numero uno.
This monolith, it's an important discovery?
Yes, a hot young team of archaeologists, Americans and Mexicans both, dug it out of a cave near Palenque. Every curator from here to Siberia was trying to get a hold of it, but I'm the one who closed the deal.
Why do you mention the nationalities of the archaeologists?
Because in archaeology, everyone wants to be king of the sandbox. I became a curator because I want to help make artifacts available to as many people as possible. That's all that matters, isn't it? Unless you're Alejandro Del Rio.
Alejandro de what now?
Who's Alejandro Del Rio?
Ugh, wouldn't you rather hear about the monolith? It's a massive pillar of stone, nearly 1,500 years old with Maya glyphs carved into it. We've installed it in the garden. Wait until you see it.
How do you know it's 1,500 years old?
According to Henrik, the monolith was made at the special request of King Pakal himself. but we don't know what its purpose was.
Are glyphs a kind of writing?
A glyph, as in hieroglyphic, is a picture that represents a word or an idea. Henrik is the human encyclopedia on the subject.
How many glyphs are there in all?
Henrik can help you with that.
Henrik? Who's this Henrik person you've mentioned 3 times?
Who's Henrik?
Henrik Vanderheun, world-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vander head till he's got a translation on that monolith.
Thanks for the orientation, Joanna. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we need to we need to go. We need to go. We need to just do the list of tasks, which is inside the room. I believe we have 6 of them to do. I'll let you people who are watching the live stream determine what order I solve these tasks in. Cause it's fun, you know? So let's get to it right here on Nancy's desk. So what should we do first? Fix the pottery, meet Alejandro, order some supplies, fix the narration, and fix the numbers. So which one? We've got 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What should we do first? Yeah, that's very rude of, oh my gosh, I'm totally forgetting the character's name. Joanna, it's very rude of her to say, I don't want to see anything on his pointy Vander head until I get my translation. Ha! Okay, we have 1 vote for seeing Alejandro, and then somebody's saying talk to Henrik. Okay. Looks like Alejandro wins by being super duper popular. Because he's gorgeous. Is that why everybody thinks Alejandro's gorgeous? So we're going to start by talking to the hot guy. Fine, I guess we can do that. The addendum is over here. Sunny folded it up and turned it into a paper airplane. So, changes being made. So upon delivery, change to 30 days, 120 days to 200 days.
I better deliver this to Alejandro right away.
And, wow, Beach Hill only has to pay $1 million, not $5 million. So that's good for them. So we'll see Alejandro first, then we'll come back to the list and do the other things, okay? This is the Washington Metro map. They use the real-life Metro map. If you go to Washington, D.C., it looks like that. So the Mexican consulate. Establishing provenance. It is your duty. It is your duty. Seriously, you have to do that. Here's Alejandro Del Hadi.
How may I help you?
Hello.
Buenos dias. Me llamo Nancy Drew. I have some paperwork for you regarding the loan of the Palenque monolith to Beach Hill.
So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to join the ranks with the modern-day conquistadors?
Modern-day conquistadors? I work at a museum, and I'm not even getting paid for it.
Conquistadors?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground.
Do you blame Joanna and modern-day art collectors for something that happened long before they were born?
There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world.
What do you mean by questionable provenance?
An artifact's provenance is the story of its origin and ownership. For example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin.
Then the relics at Beach Hill must all be legitimate, right?
No, not at all. Provenance documents are often tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this.
That is pretty terrible, but is Joanna one of these people? Is she actually forging documents and getting illegal artifacts?
Are you suggesting Beach Hill is involved in these kinds of misdealings?
If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong.
And what if these measures are not taken?
My country will have its due, Nancy, even if I have to begin reclaiming its artifacts with my own 2 hands.
I see. Well, I should probably get going. Here are the changes to the loan agreement for the monolith. I just need your signature, please.
Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over.
You could just sign it right now. It would only take you 5 seconds.
Actually, Alejandro, I think I'm supposed to take them back to Joanna myself.
You may consider your mission accomplished.
Well, okay then.
Goodbye.
Okay, so, Alejandro very passionate about his work and making sure Mexico gets his due. Mexico gets its due. I guess it makes sense if he's working for the Mexican consulate that he would be an extreme patriot. Okay, so back to the museum.
Good thing Franklin gave me the museum key.
I like how Nancy automatically uses the key every time she goes inside, unlike Stay Tuned for Danger, where you had to select the keys every single time you went to go inside inside Maddie's apartment. Okay, so what should we do now? 1, 4, 5, or 6? Are we doing pottery? Are we doing the bubble wrap? Are we doing the audio narration? Or the numbering exhibit? I feel like, yeah, Alejandro and Nick from the previous game, Nick Falcone, they would be a great team to stop injustice everywhere. They're very, very passionate about saving the world. Oh, hey, and here's the thingy. Cocoa Kringles. Yummy. 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay, we've got 4s for 4. 4 people for 4. Order of bubble wrap. Okay, right here. Silvio Jr., 555-9963.
You have no voicemail.
555-9963.
Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza.
Are you still having a sale on packing supplies?
That's right, 30% off on bubble wrap, foam peanuts, heavy-duty tape, medium and large boxes, sticky labels, and why supplies last, of course. Have you ordered from us before?
Yes, I think so. We have an account number.
Okay, good. That saves me a lot of paperwork. What's the account number?
It's this one.
BH119K.
BH119K? Beach Hill? Are you serious?
That's right. I'm the new deputy curator, Nancy Drew.
Well, whoop-de-doo, it's Nancy Drew. But Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza no longer does business with Beach Hill. I've sent all 6 of the outstanding invoices to a collection agency. And you jokers won't get another packing peanut out of Silvio Jr. ever. Do not call here again.
Yep, so, we're done with that. Next, we need to get to the shards of pottery, the audio, and the numbering. So we have to do those things, but first, let's talk to our man, Henrik.
You must be Nancy, the new deputy curator. I'm Henrik Vanderheun.
That's right, I'm Nancy. Joanna tells me you're translating the glyphs on the Palenque monolith.
Yes, it's quite a project. The opportunity of a lifetime for me.
How's the translation coming along?
Fabulous. Just fabulous. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I'm supposed to order more packing supplies, but the company says they won't do business with us anymore. Does Beach Hill have bills it can't pay?
No comment.
But Henrik, how am I supposed to get this order taken care of?
I hereby absolve you of that task. If Joanna wants things shipped, she can stuff them into garbage bags for all I care.
Okay, so people in the chat are saying Henrik is extremely handsome. I guess we'll have to have an argument over who's more handsome, Henrik or Alejandro.
Joanna turned me loose without too many instructions. Do you have any advice for me?
Well, as you've probably heard, the museum is closed in preparation for the exhibit, so you'll have free run of the place. Please explore. The sooner you get to know your way around, the better. Think of the lab as your home base, your center of communications. Anyone who wants to get in touch with you will leave a note or a voicemail here, so check in often. I'm very busy with my work, so you're going to have to be pretty independent, but I suspect you wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm not sure how to go about rearranging those exhibit narrations.
It's really quite simple. Check out the Convermatic auto-narrator in shipping and receiving. You'll need some headphones. First determine which of the exhibits in the main hall could rightly be called Exhibit A. Change Exhibit A's narration number until you're seeing what you're hearing, or hearing what you're seeing, and it's all downhill from there.
See you around, Henrik.
That will be fine.
It seems to be like 2/3 of people think Henrik is more attractive, and then 1/3 thinks Alejandro is more attractive. Okay, so let's do this audio narration puzzle then.
The Maya used...
Okay, do you want me to solve this puzzle legitimately, or do you want me to cheat on this puzzle? In the meantime, I'll explore, because I think we have a pottery shard here. No, this is a locked thing. Towards the very end of the game, we'll get the code for opening that. The narration puzzle does sometimes take a while. So Sunny June. Sunny June used to be the intern. Nancy is Sunny's replacement. And he was just a silly guy who messed up all the time. Hey, there's a floppy disk from him. And it looks like he was playing with Spaceman toys rather than actually doing work. No wonder he got fired and replaced by Nancy. Oh, and this is where all the mail will be sent. Wow, cheat on the puzzle. Cheat. No votes for doing that puzzle legitimately. Okay. We're cheating, everyone. It is a bit of a long puzzle. So the ones we want to change are A. This gets changed to 5. D. That gets changed to 7. C is changed to 14. G is changed to 9. And then J is changed to 13.
There, that looks like it's in order.
Nancy magically knows whenever you've got everything in order. Hooray for Nancy! Okay, so I believe the next major puzzle was the pottery. So the next pottery piece is going to be inside this temple. This is actually kind of a cool museum. Yeah, cool. Got this big fake temple. I like it. So pottery shard in here. Just randomly hanging around in there. And we'll go through this temple later. Or should I go through the temple now? That's a big puzzle you have to do before the end of the game, is go through all the levels of the temple. I believe we go over here. There's a temple key card, so I can play the games in the temple now. And was this for here? Yes, it was. So this way, Nancy can get headphones for that puzzle. There we go. I already solved the audio puzzle, though, so I don't really need the headphones. But I guess it's cool to be carrying around headphones everywhere I go. Everybody says later on this big puzzle. Great. Okay. Then we'll mark, let's see, what was this? The audio narration is done.
There, now I can start putting this together.
This is really cool. It's like a 3D jigsaw puzzle. I always thought that was neat. Let's see, that piece there. That piece there. That one there. I totally fixed it.
That's done.
I'm amazing, everybody. I totally fixed it. It looks beautiful. It's wonderful. Final thing would be to reorder the Maya numbering exhibit. I don't think I checked out Sunny June's notes. I did not, so let's check them out now. He has silly pictures of everybody. Like, there's Alejandro, and then there's Joanna, who's just got a ton of money, and I'm super smart, Henrik. Stop daydreaming, blah, blah, blah. Don't break my stuff. Oh. And this is for the audio exhibit. Those are what the various exhibits are. Good to know. Good to know. Although I just skipped that puzzle, so I don't really need that information. He has lots of candy. It looks like Sunny June was just panic buying all the candy in the store. He got all the chocolate bars. Oh boy.
I see you succeeded in reconstructing that Maya pot. Do you know what the glyph on it means?
I don't?
No, I was hoping you could tell me.
Place name glyphs are some of the rarest and most difficult to translate. Even most of my colleagues wouldn't have a clue about this one. But I'm a rare breed myself, Nancy, and this is one of my areas of expertise.
Yeah, let's just have the unpaid intern handle this delicate vase from thousands of years ago. Sure, let's do that.
You've got my undivided attention.
The glyph on that pot signifies the great ancient Maya city of Copan in Honduras. There happens to be a very important dig going on there right now.
How fancy.
Do you know any of the archaeologists there?
I have a few connections, yes. I'm keeping up with the action by ham radio.
Oh, boy.
Did you know the deputy curator who was here before me?
Hurricane Sunny? I'm afraid I did. If he wasn't losing paperwork or setting off the fire alarm, he was cornering our visitors with his theory that the Maya were abducted by aliens. I'm afraid you'll be cleaning up his messes for a while.
I'm curious about your work. How do you go about translating a glyph anyway?
It can be a complicated process, involving research, piecing lots of different elements together, and a healthy dose of guesswork.
So there isn't a definitive dictionary of Maya glyphs where you can look things up?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You see, glyphs are so intricate and full of subtleties that multiple meanings may be embedded in a single glyph. So 3 distinct-looking glyphs may all translate to mean sunshine, roughly, but with different nuances. There is so much we still don't know. Lucky for me, I guess, or I'd be out of a job.
See you around, Henrik.
Bye.
Did we already do the conversation with him about the mask? Because I think at one point we can ask him, hey, Henrik, why are you wearing a mask?
Howdy.
Oh, he's a cowboy.
See you around, Henrik.
Will do.
Howdy. Yeah, okay. He claims he's wearing a mask because of his allergies, but I don't know. Maybe he's just trying. Maybe he's feeling kind of sick, and he just doesn't want anybody to catch any viruses. That could be it. So when we visit this part, we're supposed to visit here to solve the audio narration puzzle. When we visit this area, we see the fabulous monolith, and we meet somebody who is not so fabulous.
Interesting.
He's right here.
Nancy Drew, or should I say, Detective Drew. I'm Sinclair.
Hi. Oh my gosh, this guy's mustache. Could we get a mask on him so I don't have to see his mustache?
Hi there. I guess you've done your homework.
I was at a meeting with the BOD recently, and I caught wind of your appointment and your credentials. Very impressive, if I do say so myself.
The BOD?
That would be the board of directors, those cranky old cats. They do keep the ducks squared away around here, I'll give them that. So, how's this for a specimen? Ever seen $1 million worth of rock before?
But Beach Hill didn't buy this piece, did they? My understanding was that it's on loan from Mexico.
Ouch. Well, they did say you were sharp. Seriously, though, thank goodness you're here. I'm afraid the museum may be in terrible jeopardy.
What kind of jeopardy?
Joanna told me to butt out, but I'm so fond of Beach Hill, I just hate to see it fall prey to scoundrels.
Joanna told you to butt out? Of what?
It's a sensitive subject. Meet me in my office later and I'll explain everything then.
But tell me now.
You've got me worried. Can't we talk now?
Just meet me later. 707 Bing Cherry Boulevard. I've got to go. Enjoy your first day at Beach Hill.
So that was creepy. He just walks up behind you and says, "Hi, I'm an art dealer." Yes, nice to meet you. So yeah, you can actually hear, you use your headphones at any of these stations to hear. So this is an audio station.
The Maya kings were often in a protracted state of war with local kahals. Here, Bird Jaguar stands to the right as a captured lord kneels at his feet. The kahal holds a broken umbrella, a gesture typical of a supplicating captive.
So that's how the audio puzzle works. Basically, you look at the spot and make sure the narration matches all the various spots. Okay, so let's see if I can solve the final puzzle. Let's see, I think we need to find some tiles, though.
Some of the tiles are missing.
I don't remember where they are off the top of my head. One's inside an exhibit, like here, right?
It's locked.
No, this one's locked.
It's locked.
Then I guess I won't be getting it. Ooh, there's one. Can I get it? Sweet. Okay, there's one. Let's see if I can remember where the other one is located. It could be one of the other exhibits. Ooh, fancy, fancy. I don't think it's inside the temple. Here's the valuable Pakal carving.
I am Lord Pakal, ruler.
That's kind of silly. I am Lord Pakal. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Here are calendar stones.
It's locked.
That one's locked too. Okay. I guess it is possible it's inside the temple because it doesn't seem to be in one of the exhibits. So let's check the temple. I could have sworn I was just inside the temple here for a moment. No. Somebody's saying the garden. The garden. Yeah, that's right. It's not in the temple. It's in the garden. Yeah. Thank you very much, live stream chat. Found them. So this puzzle, what you're supposed to do is read the notes on the floppy disk in order to figure out which pieces go where. Great, but I have my solution written down. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. Then this is going to be 14, 15, 16.
That looks right.
That's the fastest solution to the puzzle. So I think we've done it, everyone. I think we solved all the puzzles. Oh, at least we finished Joanna's task list. Took us about half an hour, but we did it. We solved the puzzles. Hooray! Now I guess we have to go back to Joanna and ask her what to do next. So we should probably call Franklin
You
Rose,
have
too.
no voicemail. Press 9.
Do.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose. May I speak to Franklin Rose, please? Who may I say is calling? This is Nancy Drew. Just a minute, please.
Nancy, great to hear from you. How's the internship treating you? Are Joanna and Henrik showing you the ropes?
They basically forced me to do everything by myself instead of helping me, but that's okay.
Beach Hill's an amazing place, and after that kidnapping case at the Royal Palladium, the mysteries of the ancient Maya are just my speed.
Glad to hear you're settling in. I'm off to a meeting, but feel free to call me if you have any questions.
I'm sure everything's going to be smooth sailing, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Okay, so calling him was useless. Fantastic. So people said call Silvio once more. 555-9963. Let's see if that works.
You have...
He's probably not going to be happy.
Silvio's.
Hi, it's Nancy Drew again from Beach Hill. Could you tell me, about how long have we owed you this money?
I thought I told you to beat it. Silvio Jr. is through with the whole lousy bunch of you.
Oh, how sad.
Howdy.
See you around, Henrik.
Will do.
Let's see. Can I play with this?
I shouldn't be messing around with this without permission.
We need to wait for Henrik to leave before we can mess around with it. And the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. We need to take a picture of this, right? Because we're going to call them later on in the game. And this is how to work the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ham radio, in case you don't know. And sometimes you might need to replace a radio tube. So today, most people with ham radios, as I understand it, use a computer to do their ham radio stuff. They use their computer to do the heavy lifting.
It's locked. It's locked.
Oh, yeah, we can't look in those things because they're locked. Let's see. Do I go back inside here? I'm getting myself confused. Nope. Okay, well, let's talk to Joanna again. It could be possible we need to meet Taylor Sinclair at his office before the next major scene happens. We'll see.
How are the tasks coming along?
I did them all. I'm done.
When did Henrik come on board?
I got an email from him one day saying he heard the news about Beach Hill getting the monolith. He said he'd drop everything to come here and translate those glyphs. He was even willing to take a pay cut. What could I say except giddy up? You're hired.
Where was he working before?
At the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center in New Mexico.
I've got work to do.
Bye.
Excellent. So yeah, let's meet Sinclair. Let's find out about this terrible, terrible robbery.
It's about time! Oh, my fears are like maggots infesting my poor old carcass. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca.
Cookies.
No, thank you. You said Beach Hill is in jeopardy. I need to know why.
The art world is being ransacked, Nancy. Prudence Rutherford, a major patron of the arts, had her fire ruby necklace stolen from her villa in Topeka. 2 weeks later, a whole display case full of rare Maya artifacts was heisted from a museum in New Mexico.
So somebody has been systematically stealing Mayan artifacts. That's not good.
Do you think there's a connection between the two thefts?
Who knows? I'm just telling you, this community, our friends and colleagues, my people are being systematically trounced by thugs. Who's to say Beach Hill won't be next? You've got to do something!
Does Joanna share your concerns?
I've urged Joanna to approach the board about making some security upgrades, but she just keeps saying that the timing isn't right to ask for money.
With so much writing on this exhibit? How can that be?
Who knows?
So, you're looking for a state-of-the-art detective?
We need your eagle eyes. We need your bat ears. We need you to sniff out the stink of trouble.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm just a detective, you know. I'm not bionic.
Don't play modest mouse with me.
Modest mouse? Most people call me Nosy Parker. But anyway, tell me something about the art business. Is that a contemporary painting?
You bet your socks it is. Would you believe I dug it up in my backyard?
No, but I could humor you. I guess that would make the painting a genuine artifact?
How about that rubber shark? The artist's name is Poppy Dada. She's a teenager in South Dakota. The art world is going bananas over her stuff. I'll unload that one for some serious dinero.
When you sell a piece of art, what kind of commission do you get?
Standard, 10%. It's no king's ransom, unless of course you sell something for $1 million. Too bad I'm not allowed to put that monolith on the market, huh?
Joanna says you performed an act of wizardry in helping Beach Hill acquire the Pakal carving.
Getting those provenance docs together was a pig and a half. Oh, they're on the up and up, I assure you. But to have been at the height of my career back before the crackdown, those were the days.
A pig and a half?
Maybe sometime I'll tell you a sad story I call How Mexico Lost Its Sense of Humor. Not today, though, Nancy.
Alejandro says you're unethical, a modern-day conquistador, that you're robbing Mexico of its cultural history.
And I say Alejandro is the real bully of the playground, a lunch money extortionist who loves nothing more than to see the other boys and girls go hungry.
I'd better get going.
Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, so he has vague concerns because people were stealing artwork somewhere.
What's up? Seen anything suspicious?
The only suspicious thing I've seen around here is your tie.
I'd better get going.
See you around.
Let's see, we could take a look at the Poppy Dada picture. Pretty cool. Okay, great. So, I think once we visited Taylor Sinclair's office and done everything on the checklist, then we get a fancy scene. Okay, run all the way over here, and let's go. I don't see any fancy scene. What? Henrik? Where'd Henrik go? Oh no, dear Henrik, where are you, buddy? What the?
Beach Hill's been hit. Sit tight, Nancy. The police are on their way.
No! We robbed? We got robbed! Oh no, somebody stole the Pakal!
I should talk to Joanna before I touch anything.
We can't touch anything. We actually need to talk to Joanna first. Oh, Joanna, oh, don't you cry for me.
Someone has cooked up my worst nightmare and served it to me on a plate.
I'm sorry about the theft, Joanna. It must be a terrible loss for the museum.
That's the understatement of the year.
I don't know if Franklin Rose mentioned this, but I do have some experience with detective work. Do you mind if I check out the crime scene?
The police took some samples for the crime lab, but they couldn't promise any overnight results. So if you want to put your little magnifying glass up to the scene, it's fine with me.
What were their initial findings?
Who knows? Right now, my priority is to get a move on this insurance claim.
Do you think Alejandro would go to extreme measures, like stealing, to reclaim Mexico's artifacts?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I've got work to do.
See you around.
Yeah, so what if Alejandro is the one who stole it? Yeah, Alejandro is pretty passionate about getting those artifacts back.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. How cultured.
Oh my, so the Topeka Commission for the Arts definitely donated to the museum. Other major contributors. How fancy. Okay, let's see, where am I going? Here. I'm going to examine this. It's got a weird glyph. And I'm surprised the police can't get fingerprints from the culprit's handprint. You'd think that would be easy to do, but apparently not. So we're going to talk to Joanna about this. Yeah, we talked to her once, we talked to her twice.
Need something?
Have you seen Henrik? I found a piece of paper inside the Pakal display case. It had some glyphs on it and a print of a red hand. I'm hoping he can give me a translation.
What am I, fish food? Henrik's not the only one around here who can read a glyph, you know.
Sorry, Joanna. I thought I was supposed to go to Henrik with all my glyph questions.
The police showed me the note. It said, "The magician suffers yellow death," whatever that means. Apparently, the thief just couldn't come up with the glyphs for "the curator suffers flaming purple disgrace."
Flaming purple disgrace. That's the worst kind of disgrace.
I'm curious about the red handprint the thief left. Does it have any significance in Maya culture?
Afraid I can't help you there. What I want to know is what the hand was printed with. It's obviously not finger paint. Why don't you do a little analysis on it in the lab?
I haven't seen Henrik since the theft. Where do you think he could be?
Who knows?
She really doesn't know much, does she? She's just like, who knows? Don't know. Don't care. And Topeka Commission for the Arts, an interview with Prudence Rutherford. So she is from Topeka. Here's a picture of her. She was a New York Society woman. How did a New York Society woman like yourself end up in Topeka, Kansas? My husband, Herbert Laszlo, was a hydro engineer. When he got appointed to head up the Kansas River Flood Control Project, naturally, we came to Topeka. When Herbert drowned, everyone thought I would make a beeline back to New York. But after 35 years in Topeka, I didn't have the heart to leave. The truth is, this is my home now. Just as an aside, I find it interesting you never took his name. That was almost unheard of at the time of your marriage, wasn't it? Yes, well, I was never one to worry about conventions and where I come from. Once a Rutherford, always a Rutherford. Well, you've certainly been a trailblazer. Now back to Topeka. What about your love for the arts? What in the world do you do for culture and entertainment here? Oh, my stars! Don't underestimate Topeka, dear. The arts are alive and well here. We have theater, symphony, and over 20 art galleries. I organize the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the Corn Growers Ball, and I sit on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, too. This is the capital of Kansas, after all. Miss Rutherford, Art Appraiser is thrilled to be featuring your Fire Ruby necklace in this month's issue. Please, tell us about this extraordinary piece of jewelry. The necklace originally belonged to Herbert's mother, Hester, rest her soul. We never got along. Oh, but those rubies really did blaze like a burning ring of fire around her neck. You had the necklace altered when you inherited it, is that right? Well, yes. Well, Hester's spirit was just a bit too overpowering in the necklace. I felt like I was going to be strangled whenever I wore it. So I decided to add a piece from my own family to balance out the energies and, make it my own. Very fantastic necklace. Thank you, Lady Rutherford.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. That's one of the museum's donors.
Yep. So that was cool. Cool thing with Mrs. Rutherford. So let's see. We're going to go over here. I'm going to analyze the thing and then move on to the next part of the game. Archaeoanalyzing. Topeka is the capital of Kansas.
Okay, I've got a graph of the chemical used for the handprint. Now I've got to match it up with a known substance.
Let's see. I guess hit compare. Is it that? Is it that? Is it that? No, 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 no. Ah, there we go.
That's it!
HGS.
I should take the handprint with me.
Guess I can. I can only take it when the machine is on, though. Okay, good to know. So HG, where is that?
S stands for sulfur.
Good to know. And HG?
According to this chart, HG stands for mercury. So the handprint was made from mercury and sulfur.
Oh, mercuric sulfide. So I believe that was listed over here. Keep it real restoration, 555-6767.
You have voicemail.
Oh, I have voicemail too. I'll get to that in just a moment. Let's make this phone call first.
Keep it real. Max speaking.
Hey, Mac, how's it going? Let's keep it real, buddy.
Hi, do you sell a compound of mercury and sulfur?
Mercuric sulfide? Oh, we sure do. How much do you need? First things first. What account's this for?
Account number's BH008P, but not sure we really need any.
Well, the account number is BH008P, but I'm not sure if we need any.
Well, hello there, Beach Hill. Hey, you're not Sunny June. Whatever happened to that guy? I suppose he caught a ride on a flying saucer, huh? What a riot. I'm sorry. Anyway, you don't need to reorder, do you? Unless you ate last week's shipment for breakfast, that is.
Do you know who placed that order?
The initials on the order are JR.
Was the package shipped to the museum?
Oh? Oops, I guess we didn't ship it at all. It looks like the package was picked up here at the warehouse.
Can you remember anything about the person who picked up the package?
I sure can't. Guess I must have been at lunch or something.
You're sure it was last week?
Oh, that's what it says here.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for your help.
Sure thing. I hope there wasn't any problem with the stuff, was there? We only used the top-grade mercuric sulfide.
Problem? Not that I could hold you responsible for.
Well, you sound a little green in the chemicals department, if you don't mind my saying so. I hope you know that mercuric sulfide is highly toxic. Makes you crazy.
Crazy.
Well, I have heard that mercury poisoning can cause hallucinations and other symptoms of psychosis.
Oh, looks like I've got another call coming in here. You give us a call in about 4 months or so when you start to run out, okie doke? And don't forget to keep it real.
Keep it real, buddy. I'll keep it real. So, Nancy, something's come up and I'll be gone for a bit. Your mission, in the meantime, go through the entire temple and make sure everything can be done. Henrik. Oh, okay, Henrik.
You have voicemail.
Let's get some voicemail,
Press
though.
0 to...
No, that's not voicemail.
You...
This is
Nancy,
voicemail.
hi. It's Franklin Rose. I'm calling because it's just... This theft is very bad news for the museum. You can't imagine the limb we went out on to acquire that Pakal carving. It's been one of the museum's main attractions. I don't want to take you away from your internship, but if you can do a little investigating, well, I think I speak for the whole board when I say we'd be very grateful. Give me a call when you have a chance. And Nancy, thanks.
To replay messages, press 0. Press 9 for an...
Okay, so we're gonna call him. Nobody else to call, really. Right?
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, hello. Do you have any news?
The thief left a message in glyphs. According to Joanna, the translation is, "The magician suffers yellow death." What in the world could that mean?
Oh, Nancy, you zero in on a case like a heat-seeking missile, don't you? I feel so much better knowing you're going to follow up on every lead. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks?
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
You totally ignored my question. Come on, Mr. Rose. I had a legitimate question here. Who do you think the culprit is? What do you think's going on? Did you really just need me to call to
Boswell,
say,
Jackson,
hey,
and Rose,
I'm
how may I direct your call?
I'm
This is
solving the
Nancy
mystery.
Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Whoops.
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Yeah, I'd say Mr. Rose is one of the downsides of this game. He's not very interesting, and you have to call him several times. It's just very odd, and we're gonna have a scene right here. Everybody, hold on to your hats and try not to fall out of your seat. I said try not to fall. Oh, Henrik!
Henrik!
Amnesia? Wow. Henrik must have taken a real nosedive off that pyramid.
Do you think he just fell, Nancy?
Or was he pushed?
Sounds like you need to find out about hospital visiting hours.
Yeah, but you'd better get the lowdown from Joanna first.
George is right. She is your supervisor, after all.
Yeah, Franklin Rose. He's like, oh, I feel so much better putting an 18-year-old in charge of this fabulous museum with million-dollar exhibits. Yeah, this is good. I made a good choice with my life. Oh, and you can click to skip the traveling scenes if you don't want to watch them. Okay, so let's check in with Joanna.
First, the Pakal carving is stolen, and now my star glyph man bumps his head and forgets his own name? What's next, Nancy? Del Rio pulls the plug on the monolith, the board clams up on my funding, my mother posts my old prom pictures on the internet.
Joanna, calm down! Can I see these prom pictures? They sound hilarious.
Take it easy, Joanna. I'm sure everything is going to be okay.
What I need from you right now is action, not commentary, Nancy. Will you follow up with the hospital and see if there's anything we can do to get Henrik's marbles back?
Oh, poor Henrik.
I'll call right away.
You can also pick up Henrik's mail if he gets any. Keep the lab in order and just try to help me keep the entire museum from going up in smoke.
I did the chemical analysis you suggested. That red hand was printed with a compound containing mercury and sulfur. Does that mean anything to you?
Sure, cinnabar. The Maya would rub it into their most important carvings to add definition to the artist's lines.
Where would a person get a supply of cinnabar?
We use cinnabar here at the museum the same way the Maya did, to keep things as authentic as possible. Henrik orders those kinds of supplies, but we've been out of stock for quite a while. The last I heard, there was some kind of holdup with the distributor.
I've got work to do.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
Semper ubi sub ubi. That's Latin for always wear underwear. Good advice, I suppose? No, I didn't mean to leave the consulate. I wanted to go inside. And let's talk to Alejandro.
Hello, Nancy.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
Do you know what cinnabar is?
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of the Pakal theft.
What is your point?
Joanna lied about it.
Joanna said the museum didn't have any, but the supplier said she ordered some last week.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
Why did Mexico choose to lend the monolith to Beach Hill and not some other museum?
Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beach Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement.
Have you heard? The Pakal carving was stolen from the museum.
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henrik called me that I heard the news.
You were there during the crime?
So you were in the museum at the time?
I was dropping off the monolith agreement for Joanna, as I said I would.
And you didn't stop to see what was going on?
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going.
I just kept going. Okay, yeah, usually when you hear an alarm, you stick around instead of running away like a suspicious culprit.
I'll need to alert the police so they can ask you some questions.
I have diplomatic immunity, so I do not have to answer any questions. But I will, because I have nothing to hide.
Don't you care about the disappearance of such a rare Maya artifact?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pakal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
Do you consider Henrik a conquistador, along with Joanna Riggs and Sinclair?
Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage, not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him.
Have you heard? Henrik Vanderheun fell off the pyramid at the museum. He's in the hospital with a mysterious head injury.
That is terrible news. I hope it's not too serious.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
Okay, so let's go. Woo! What you need to do is go back to the museum. We're gonna have a voicemail about Henrik. Nancy, the police called. They want me to go down to the station for further questioning. They got an anonymous tip about the Cinnabar. Do I have time for this? No. Hold down the fort while I'm gone, will you please? I left my office open if you need anything.
You have voicemail. Press 0.
This message is for Nancy Drew. Hi, Nancy. This is Nurse Bluefoot calling from Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital in regards to Henrik Vanderheun. I believe you're a colleague of his? Since Mr. Vanderheun was admitted, he has repeated your name several times in states of semi-consciousness. As we've been unable to contact any of his family members, we're hoping you might be willing to act as Henrik's support person as he begins the difficult process of restoring his memory. Please call me as soon as possible to discuss this. My direct line is 202-555-4000. Thank you.
Nancy, it's Joanna. The police are done giving me the 3rd degree, but now the board has suspended me. To make a long story short, I'm forbidden to set foot in the museum. Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason with him? If we don't get a move on, this exhibit is going straight down the tubes.
To replay message.
Yep. So,
you have
let's
no
make both of these phone calls. Let's call Nurse Bluefoot. 555-4000, correct? And then we'll call Franklin Rose.
This is Nurse Bluefoot.
Nurse Bluefoot, this is Nancy Drew. You left me a message regarding Henrik Vanderheun. How is he?
Nancy Drew? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved. We've been unable to locate any family members, and we do like amnesia patients to have at least one personal support person when they begin reality orientation.
Can you explain the amnesia?
Henrik is suffering from an acute case of post-traumatic retrograde amnesia. At the moment, he is unable to recall even the most basic autobiographical facts, from his name and address to his birthday and shoe size. He can't access the details of his personal history or events leading up to his accident.
And that's not good.
Post-traumatic?
Yes. The trauma being his accident at the museum, naturally.
Is there any way to treat amnesia?
Well, reality orientation is a kind of treatment that helps a patient get reacquainted with the facts and circumstances of his or her life. Henrik has not actually lost his memory. It's just that his brain is injured in such a way that he can't access the place where the memories are stored.
I see. So we need to help him find the trail of crumbs. Is that it?
Exactly. First, we do repetitive memory exercises to help Henrik relearn the basic facts, like his name and address, the name of his parakeet, if he has one, the date, and so on. Second, we try to stimulate Henrik's sensory memories in order to help trigger or find the way back to his cognitive memories.
Where do I come in?
You can't help Henrik remember his childhood, but you can probably help him remember his work, and who knows where that will take him. All roads lead to Rome, as they say. One great tool is the Reality Orientation Board. This is a place to post information and pictures for the patient to look at over a period of time. You may want to bring in images or photos to place on the board. Things from the museum, perhaps.
Yep, so basically we're just going to jog Henrik's memory with this reality board.
Is Henrik awake right now?
Not at the moment. We're keeping him under close observation.
When do you think he'll be out of intensive care?
Once he's out of the danger zone, we'll move him over to neurology.
This has been most informative, Nurse Bluefoot. Please tell Henrik he'll have a visitor very soon.
Will do. Visiting hours are 10 to 4 every day, if the patient is not engaged in treatment and if he seems stable.
Great. Is there anything else?
Just remember, Henrik's brain has been knocked around like a peanut in its shell. He may have attention difficulties, headaches, anxiety. Sometimes he may seem giddy, too. We need to keep these conditions in check. Don't push him too hard, or he may have some kind of meltdown.
Well, the last thing we want is a meltdown. I'll go easy on him.
Bye-bye.
Sounds good. Okay,
You have no
we'll
voice
do that. First we need to call Franklin Rose. So everybody at the museum is gone. Granted, there are only 2 other people working at the
Roswell,
museum.
Jackson, and Rose.
But,
How may I direct your call?
like, Henrik's in the
This is
hospital
Nancy
with
Drew,
amnesia.
calling for
Joanna
Franklin Rose, please.
has been
Just a
held
minute,
by the
please.
police.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
So it's only Nancy here.
As a matter of fact, I have been brushing up on my mind reading.
Well, thank goodness I've got you on my side. I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework, but instead it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Don't worry, I'm used to it by now. And after all, this situation is no more treacherous than my recent attempt at a ski vacation in Wisconsin. Anyway, about Beach Hill.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the doghouse with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beach Hill time and again. Now that we've lost the Pakal carving, one of our most notable pieces, well, she's just got to be stopped.
No, but seriously, there's nobody else left to run the museum. What are you going to do?
But with Henrik in the hospital and Joanna suspended, how can we possibly get this exhibit off the ground?
Leave that to me. We'll postpone the opening if we have to. Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack. I've spoken to the rest of the board, and we've agreed that the best thing is to put you in charge.
No. I just started yesterday, sir.
But Mr. Rose, I don't think Joanna is responsible for the Pakal theft. She shouldn't be punished.
She's not being punished, dear. In legal terms, we're suspending her in abundance of caution, so she won't do any more damage to Beach Hill's reputation or her own. We're counting on you to catch this thief red-handed. Ha ha. Just kidding, kiddo. If you can get the Pakal back, we'll see about giving Ms. Riggs another chance. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It's a deal, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Yeah, so the unpaid intern is now running this place. It is crazy times in here. And yeah, we need to fix Henrik's memory. He's at the hospital. Notice his reality board is just totally empty. He has no idea what reality is right now.
You look familiar. Is it time for my snack?
Henrik, it's me, Nancy. You're looking very well. I'm here to help with your memory exercises so you can come back to Beach Hill as soon as possible.
Beach Hill?
Beach Hill is a museum here in Washington, D.C. The curator's name is Joanna Riggs. You were working there, and that's where your accident happened. Do you remember anything about the accident?
Joanna Riggs, is that the woman who called to pick my brain for an access code?
What access code would that be?
Where in my poor banged-up head would I be keeping access codes? I don't even remember my own birthday. So if you're here to squeeze me for details, you're wasting your time.
According to Nurse Bluefoot, you haven't lost any data. Your brain just doesn't know how to locate certain things at the moment. We need to give it some clues.
How, pray tell, do you intend to do that?
Nurse Bluefoot says that visual aids often help to trigger memories.
Pictures? Well, isn't this nice?
At least he remembers how to be sarcastic.
Think of it this way. You just got back from a fabulous trip, only you can't remember the places you went. So you decide to look through postcards to see which ones you recognize.
Fine, I'll do it.
So, do I have anything? Am I seriously going to give this picture? Yes, this picture. So, this picture found at a crime scene, important police evidence. We're just going to shove it on the board here. Cool.
Okay, here we go. These symbols mean the magician suffers yellow death.
Your translator is sloppy. I should know. I am the author of the original work.
The author? What are you talking about?
That first glyph is the fool, not the magician. Furthermore, any decent epigrapher knows those glyphs refer to the infamous plague of oozing hives. A fitting curse for a fool, don't you think? I rather like it.
If you wrote this note, then you must have stolen the carving of King Pakal. Did you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it would be cool if Nancy got a picture of Joanna's prom and then put that on the board for Henrik to remember. Now that would have been cool. And Henrik just confessed that he stole the Pakal. That's pretty intense.
The Pakal carving is priceless and irreplaceable. If you stole it, this is your opportunity to come clean and return it to the museum.
Who in the world is Pakal? Oh, my head. Oh, the pressure. I can't take any more today, Nancy.
Okay, it's time for some memory therapy. Nancy, could you come back tomorrow?
Reality orientation in progress. Okay, we'll come back tomorrow. Let's see if Taylor's here.
It's a fiasco, just as I feared. Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
I see you've spoken with Joanna.
I was in the museum when it happened.
Was everyone in the museum when it happened?
Do you think it's the same person who carried out those other thefts?
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka, and on the display case in the museum in New Mexico. What's the chance they're not connected?
Do you know Prudence Rutherford personally?
Oh, we saw each other at functions now and then. Poor Prudence. She adored that necklace.
What's the name of the museum in New Mexico?
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They had a beautiful collection up there, worth a bundle, too. I appraised some pieces for them a few years back.
So that's the place where Henrik used to work. Oh my. So they were robbed too. Oh no.
There was an incident at the museum. Henrik is in the hospital with a head injury.
Poor Henrik. Another squabble between him and Joanna, perhaps? Oh, I'm kidding, but I do remember the time she threatened to push him in the pond. Temper, I'm always telling her.
I need a photo of the Pakal carving. Do you have one?
Joanna took the official print for her insurance claim, but I have a couple extras. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
So we actually needed that to help Henrik's memory. So that's actually kind of useful. Here, Henrik, I've got a picture for you. Oh, he's remembering things. His name, he's 61 and a half. Somebody drew a mustache on that son. That's cute. He's a epigrapher, he's divorced with no kids, and he's allergic to bee stings. Also chicken. Huh.
Well, look who it is.
Ready to do some memory work, Henrik? I brought you a picture. This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Do you know his name?
Pakal. Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Pakal, what could I have meant by this?
If you're remembering correctly, this is a serious crime, Henrik. You've got to tell me why you did it.
I can't remember.
All I need is some idea of where to look next. I'll take any scrap of memory you've got, Henrik.
It's still in the museum.
Why would you break into the display case and steal the carving only to leave it in the museum?
To protect him. I had to protect him. Oh, Pakal. Something is going on at that museum, a devious plot. I was the only one who could stand in the way.
Okay, so he stole the Pakal because he thought another person was going to steal the Pakal. So it's like, I'm going to steal it before the culprit can do it. Yeah.
Whose plot is this? Is it someone who's involved with the museum?
Forgive me, Nancy, but when I woke up in this hospital bed, I didn't even know my own name. Perhaps the only thing I can offer you is this key. It was found in one of my pockets when I was brought in.
Maybe that key goes to the lock where you hid the Pakal.
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens and return to me, please, with some answers.
We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise.
In the meantime, I'll sit with my friend Pakal and see if he will tell me anything new. You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
We'll talk to him later. That's the key for his desk drawer. Okay. So the desk was over here. Let's see if we have anything fancy in here. $7.16.72. Hiked with Big Bunny all day. Temperatures in the hundreds. Water scarce, but Highland region is beautiful and pristine, except for Bunny's incessant commentary. Even spotted this creature among the branches. Crossed paths with an old shaman today. Eager for some relief from Big Bunny, accepted Old Man's invitation to eat. Old Man, Vicente, gave us very strong tea, to which BB reacted negatively. He kept shouting, "Bunny rabbits! Flaming bunny rabbits!" Return of the repressed? Once he even pounced on the floor trying to catch one, but there was nothing there. Vicente thought this was very funny. I nearly expired from embarrassment. Old Man told us the legend has it the highlands are haunted by the spirit of Amax Kali. Oh wait, there's a bottom here. Here's a picture. I'm going to go get that bunny. I want to read the rest of that. Okay, and here are notes on the translation. Very fancy. Cool. That's what we wanted to get, those notes. Hey, I don't need this right now.
Looks like I need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl.
The password for the smuggler's station is the Nahuatl word for snake. So who speaks Nahuatl? Our friend Alejandro. Hard rain last night. Shared a tent with Big Bunny out of kindness. Pity. What does he eat? I nearly suffocated. Old Man told us legend has it the highlands are haunted by the spirit of Amaxkali. I understood most, translated for Bunny. Here's the legend. At the height of Pakal's reign, a royal Maya scribe wrote an account of the Maya that somehow defamed Pakal's name. The scribe disappeared, along with all traces of her work. The rumor was that Pakal banished the scribe and her writings to the far reaches of the netherworld. Highland elders swear Amaxkali has haunted these hills for centuries and will not rest until her writings are unearthed and her name restored to dignity. Banished? Ha! If only Pakal is that lenient. Would have enjoyed the story much more without the unwanted outbursts of my foolish sidekick. Quite a tale, though. Amazing it survived somehow over hundreds of years. Big Bunny wants to start small-time smuggling racket to pay off his college tuition. Ugh. He's the last person I'd want for a partner in crime. But I do need some way to fund my studies. Travel today would have been Travels today have been uneventful. Sun is hotter than ever. Tomorrow we return to base camp. Cannot wait to be rid of my companion. Suspect he's really a dog in bunny clothing. Yak, 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 yak. Sir Bunny, the garrulous. So this big bunny, a criminal smuggler, Not a very nice person. Apparently he annoyed Henrik to no end. And we have a zip drive here. So that's cool. And I think because Joanna's gone, we can steal stuff in her area. Let's see if that's the case. Because previously we couldn't look over here. So what's she looking at all day? That thing. Okay, cool. Let's see, what do we have here? Packing notes. This thing will open up some of those display cases, the ones that were locked. And let's go see our friend Alejandro now. Alejandro, you speak Nahuatl. What's the Nahuatl word for snake?
Buenos dias.
Have you heard? The police received an anonymous tip, and they're considering Joanna a prime suspect in the Bacall theft. They've taken her in for questioning.
I called in that tip. She lied about the Cinnabar, and you may not know this, but she has jeopardized the museum's finances with all of her wheeling and dealing. Why should she not be questioned?
How do you know about museum finances?
I have my sources.
I need to know the Nahuatl word for snake. Can you help me?
What do you need that word for?
Oh, I need it to send a message by ham radio. It's a long story.
Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder if you can help me improve my memory too.
What? Are you trying to extort me, Alejandro?
Something tells me this translation is going to come with strings attached.
I am almost certain that the provenance documents for the Bacall carving were falsified. I have asked Joanna to see the documents, but she evades me. If you can find that file in her office and bring it to me, I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot.
First you tell me you were unconcerned about the theft of the Bacall carving, and now you have an urgent need to see the provenance documents? Is it just me, or is this a little suspicious?
If I can determine that the provenance documents are a fraud, this will be the first major step toward legal repatriation of the artwork, whenever and wherever it resurfaces.
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
I feel my Nahuatl coming back to me already. Do you know what Sihuapili means? Princess or lady. Now, if only I could remember the word for snake.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Yeah, this is kind of slimy behavior on Alejandro's part, I have to say. Kind of slimy. I'm not sure I trust it. Okay, so the provenance documents are right over here. Where is it? Here we go, provenance docs. Blah, 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 blah. You don't need to read them all. Okay, great. Got them. And take them back to Alejandro. Yeah, too bad Nancy can't use her computer or the internet just to look up what the Nahuatl word for snake is.
Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope?
Promise me that you'll take good care of these documents.
Good work, my friend. I suppose you would like something in return?
I trust your Nahuatl has become fluent again.
The Nahuatl word for snake is coatl. C-O-A-T-L.
Muchas gracias. Gotta go.
Adios, Nancy.
Fantastic. So, let's solve this puzzle. At the Beach Hill Museum. We're gonna turn on the ham radio.
The radio tube went out.
Uh-oh. Okay, so we need to get another radio tube from the radio tube exhibit. Actually, over here. Let's use the thing from Joanna's area. And hey, we got a perfectly fine working radio tube now. Use that to replace the one inside Henrik's. Over here. Take out the bad one, put in the good one. Should be fine, should be fine. Okay, so let's see. Frequency 2731.
Transmítalo ahora.
So we're going to send in the word coatl. So that's going to be this in Morse code. C. And then O is dash, dash, dash. Dot dash is A, dash for T, dot dash dot dot for L.
Mensaje entendido. Transmítalo ahora.
Okay, the next message is leche, so dot dash dot dot. Not dot. Yeah, oh wait, dot is E. Dash dot dash dot. 1, 2, 3, 4 for H. And then 1 dot for E.
Mensaje recibido. Entregaremos el paquete lo más pronto posible. Cambio y fuera.
Okay, we did it. Woo! Okay, finished. So yeah, that was basically the clue inside the desk. The one I kind of ignored. This one! Yay! So, I sent them this message, which is, send the item immediately, the coast is clear. Using that password, though. So, we are having Henrik's smuggler friends send in some sort of package. Cool. So now back to Henrik, right? Let's see if we can get his memory fixed. Oh no, we're too late. Oh, really? It's just 4:30. I'm not that late. Yeah, that puzzle is really hard if you don't know what to do. Let's switch to 3 p.m. Oh no, he's too busy to do stuff. Okay, well, whatever then. Do I do something with Taylor?
Any news?
I'd better get going.
See you around.
Okay, now I need to remember what to do. I imagine I have to call people or something like that. Could be. Let's go back to the Colonial Hotel. Let's call that Chaco Canyon Cultural Center in New Mexico. So their phone number was 1-505-555-1222. I wish their numbers appeared here at the bottom of the screen. I really wish they did.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beach Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
I heard the thief left a red handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes. It was very gruesome. It looked like blood, But according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say? Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
What types of artifacts did the thief get away with?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Which piece would you say is the greatest loss for the center?
Definitely the jade carving. It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place-name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Do you know that Henrik Vanderheun works for Beach Hill now?
Yes, I know. His departure was a great loss for us.
Was Henrik still working at Chaco Canyon when the theft occurred?
No. It happened just a few days after he left. I remember because after the police left, the staff and I were so depressed, we went into the lounge and pigged out on the rest of Henrik's farewell cake.
Do you recall having some appraisal work done by an art dealer by the name of Taylor Sinclair?
How could I forget? He went on and on about the impossibly rare artifacts he could get for us. I said, "Are you an art dealer or a smuggler?" But he assured me that the provenance documents would all be in order. Still, I never did any further business with him. He just seemed slippery.
He is kind of creepy and weird.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
I'm not sure we can call Franklin Rose from this phone. Let's check.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
I'd like to speak to Franklin Rose, please.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Rose is out of the office. Would you like to try back later?
Sure.
Thank you for calling Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
Yeah, I think it's something weird, like... Yeah, wait, hold on a second. I'm remembering stuff. Okay, back to the hotel. Also in Nancy's room, we can check out this computer stuff. So we'll put this in the computer, and we'll put this in the computer. Might as well. So the password was... Coco Kringle, right? Wrong, try again. I feel like some... Coco Kringles. So this is Sunny June's notebook. It's for helping out puzzles later on in the game. And what's this password? Cheeseburger. Sorry, try again. What glyph is this? And Nancy's notes. Oh yes, Nancy has notes in this game. That's pretty cool. That's good. That's Nancy's dog, Togo. Isn't it cute? I don't think we can look at the other stuff here. Like, we can't look at Nancy's luggage. How sad. I wish we could. But we cannot. Oh, and we're out of the regular visiting times again. Okay, let's go back a few hours. Let's go back to 9 a.m. Reality. Okay, he's still being a reality and he's still trying to figure out how reality works. Let's see if I can remember what we're supposed to do now. Are we finished with you, Alejandro?
Hello. I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
Hey, don't tell me what to do. Right, back to the museum. We're going to try calling Franklin Rose from the museum. Yes. That's what I think I'm doing.
You have no voicemail.
Here we go.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct
Oh,
your call?
no!
I'd like to speak to Franklin Rose, please.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Rose is out of the office. Would you like to try back later?
Sure.
Thank you for calling Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
Oh dearie me, oh my. It looks like I'm got myself stuck in a corner. Oh no, that's not good. Let's see, well the smugglers sent this here. So let's see, we'll get these characters' eyes to all look center. They'll need to be cross-eyed here. Done. And we got one of the jade carvings. Victory music! And now maybe Mr. Rose will answer a phone call.
You have no voice.
Yeah. Whoops. It's kind of creepy victory music, though. I like it, but it is kind of creepy.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
I'd like to speak to Franklin Rose, please.
Let's call the
I'm sorry,
Chaco
but
Canyon
Mr.
Cultural
Rose is out of
Center
the
again.
office.
That's what people
Would you
are
like to try back
suggesting
later?
here.
Sure.
Thank you for calling Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
Doesn't sound like she will accept a call from this phone. Weird. Okay, well, maybe now that we've gotten the carving, I bet we can go back to see Henrik, and I bet Henrik will now be available. You know, we finally finished following up on that storyline with the key that was in Henrik's pocket, right? It led to this carving. Maybe now we can talk to him about it. Well, we can't talk to him because he's asleep, but we can put these notes up. Perhaps that will help. Yeah, so I'm thinking that's exactly what we were missing. We needed to get that carving in order to trigger the next section with Henrik. No, he's still sleeping. He's still such a sleepy sleepers. Perhaps we need to go far away or change the day. And yeah, we could call Sheila again. Why not?
You've reached the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Oh no!
The center is now closed. Regular hours are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week, except on major national holidays, when we are closed.
Oh dear, what time is it? I guess it's a little too early in the day to call her. Whoops. Fantastic. So now let's call her. No, not working. Let's see. Well, let's see if our good friend Henrik has woken up yet. There he is. Okay, he woke up. And guess what? He just decoded this glyph. It's stone. Stone.
Nancy, you have brought me back to my work.
You recognize the riddle, then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board. This has something to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
Who is this whisperer of silent secrets?
The whisperer came from a distinguished line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember her name.
but I do recall that she wrote an account of Maya history that greatly angered Pakal because of the way it depicted his ascent to the throne.
So these were the notes that was inside the journal. You know, he heard this story back in 74.
What did the scribe say? That Pakal had bad fashion?
From the age of 12, when he came to the throne, Pakal claimed to be divinely appointed the first true authentic king of the Maya. Then the Whisperer came along and wrote that Pakal was only king because his mother pulled some strings. It was quite a blow to Pakal's image.
What happened to the scribe's writings?
Pakal swore that the Whisperer's words would never see the light of day. He put her body, her soul, and her writings all in a tomb and locked it up tight.
Wait, Henrik, a prison of stone? We're not talking about the monolith, are we?
That's the idea.
Do you think the monolith can be opened?
Good question. I'm certain that there's a dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is where my memory fizzles out. If I could only figure out why I took the Pakal.
Do you think there is anyone I can trust?
Please don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
Henrik, I received a note from your friends in Copan. I've got the Copan Fool Key. I still need the Pakal, though. How's your memory?
The tomb. Nancy, I hid the Pakal carving in the replica of the Pakal tomb at the bottom of the temple exhibit. Huh. Now, how did I think of that? And another thing, you'll need to get past that computer quiz. Sonny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Pakal was afraid of, but Sonny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
Have you ever been part of a smuggling racket?
I don't know.
Do you know anything about the theft of Prudence Rutherford's necklace?
I can't remember.
One of the pieces that was stolen from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center was a jade carving with an unusual glyph on it. Do you remember translating it?
I can't remember.
He doesn't remember anything, really.
Did you use Joanna's name last week to place an order for Cinnabar with Keep It Real Restoration?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
You wouldn't try to frame her, would you?
Who knows?
Can you tell me what the password is to your disk?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Okay. So, Henrik's disk. Now we can look in and let's find it. So the disk, the password is stone. So there's the translation that he's been working on. It has lots of people that he's contacting with. The password was Snake and Ohatl. We already contacted those people. And then notes. Bull, Grainstone, Whisperer. So he's trying to find all of these various pieces to the Jade puzzle in order to open up. The monolith. So Diego de Landa, that's going to be the last one we find, I believe. And West, Henry Albert Doddle. Okay, 605-555. Oh my gosh, so much memorization. I'm just going to write this one down. 605-555-3195. Yeah, Nancy was definitely pestering Henrik with questions. Even though she was told not to do that by the nurse. So phone call time. We're gonna call both these people. So we need to call. Let's finish with the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center thing. We're gonna call them, and then we're gonna call the Doddles.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling.
Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. What can I do for you?
I've just got to get my hands on a replica of that jade carving you lost. Do you have any ideas?
Not off the top of my head, but maybe one of my staff will have a bright idea. I need some time to ask around. Can you call back later?
Sure thing.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
Okay, we'll call back later. So I think that was the number. I think that was the one in
Daddle
Henrik's
residence.
Thing. Yep, it is.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
Mr. Daddle, my name is Nancy Drew. This is a long shot, but I'm calling regarding a Maya artifact that was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather. You're talking about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
I'm investigating a recent rash of thefts around the country involving similar Maya artifacts. Any information you could give me about the one your great-grandfather bought would be very helpful.
I see. Well, I was the last to inherit the carving, but my daughter Penelope was so intrigued with it that I gave it to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Why don't you give her a call on her line? It's 555-3197.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. Okay, so now let's call Sheila back. And we're not gonna call Prudence Rutherford in this part,
Chaco
but you
Canyon
can
Cultural
call her
Center.
as part
Hi,
of the
this is Nancy
long
Drew
phone
calling.
conversation
Hi, Nancy.
segment.
It's Sheila. Well, we racked our brains. Finally, one of my staff came up with the original box that the carving was packed in. The piece was encased in a tight foam cast to prevent damage during shipping. I'm not sure how much good it'll do you, but I can send it to you if you like.
At this point, I'm ready to try anything.
Henrik left Beach Hill as his forwarding address, so I know what to do. I'll send it express.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Good luck with your investigation.
So that's carving number 2. We need to find all, 6 of the carvings? Carving number 2, well, there's one. Okay, so we got one from the smugglers. Number 2 is being sent from Chaco Canyon. Number 3, we're gonna get with the Daddles right here. So let's do it. Let's see what Penelope has to say.
Hello?
Hi, is this Penelope?
Not even.
Oh, is this 605-555-3197?
Yeah, but no one calls me Penelope anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and anyone else who made it out of the 20th century, I'm Poppy.
The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you?
Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective.
A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that?
Actually, I try to keep a low profile, and a tweed hat, well, it's a little conspicuous.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm, wanted by the FBI or something. That would be too scandalous.
Not quite. Taylor Sinclair told me about you. I saw one of your paintings in his office, here in Washington, D.C.
So, how do you know Big Bunny Sinclair?
Big Bunny Sinclair? Like Big Bunny, the smuggler guy?
I beg your pardon. Did you say Big Bunny?
Oops. Just a little nickname I accidentally found out about. He made me promise to abolish it from my memory. Anyway, about your acquaintance, you were saying?
Yeah, I love Poppy Dada. She's a cool character. So Taylor, he's a suspect.
Taylor's a suspect in the case I'm working on.
That's hot. What's a case? Are there dead bodies involved? Do you need to, tap my phone or impersonate me or something?
Someone is stealing Maya antiquities, jade carvings to be exact, and leaving this scary red handprint at the scene of every crime.
Ghastly. So, what's with the red hand?
It's printed with this stuff called cinnabar. Nobody seems to know what it means. All I know is the more I investigate, the more complicated it gets.
Drama. So, where do the daddles come in?
I got a tip that your great-great-grandfather bought a jade carving much like the ones that are being stolen. I'm hoping to take a look at it.
You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shoe polish on it and stuck it in one of my paintings.
What?
You're kidding. That's a one-of-a-kind Maya artifact, a piece of history. It's hundreds of years old. It's worth a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Have you heard the saying that a work of art is never finished, just abandoned? Well, I'm taking that idea to the limit. by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, don't touch. I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die, just like they do? That carving is part of something bigger now.
I can't imagine your dad would be very pleased about this. Does he know?
Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark.
Deadly Midnight Snack. I think I know the one you mean. But I'd rather not bring Taylor into this, if it's okay with you. I'm just not sure whether I trust him.
Fine with me. I know the big bunster, Mr. Bunnytron. Well, he rubs some people the wrong way. Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't eaten one, have you?
So far, I've managed to politely decline. I take it you advise against them?
Let's put it this way. His trip to Oaxaca was about 2 years ago, and he's been trying to move those rancid, lard biscuits ever since.
Disgusting.
Thanks for the tip, Poppy. I can see you're going to be a detective's best friend.
Cool. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it?
But wouldn't it ruin your painting?
Of course not. After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about, the organic process, inviting my viewers to interact with my work. The deal is, you can take the carving, but you have to put something in its place.
I can choose anything? A light bulb? A magnifying glass? A pair of headphones?
No, it should be something more organic. Stay with the title, Deadly Midnight Snack. And don't be afraid to go way out. As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways.
Okay, Poppy, if you say so.
Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket if he saw you tampering with the merchandise. That's all art is to him, you know. Merchandise.
I'll make sure he doesn't detect a thing.
Good luck, Nancy.
Thanks, Poppy. Bye.
Thanks, Poppy. It's nice to see you. Why is there a cowboy hat in Nancy's hotel room? Is there a reason for that, or is it just it's there? That's odd. Okay, so let's steal from Taylor Sinclair.
Any news?
Mind if I help myself to one of those scrumptious-looking Oaxacan cookies?
Be my guest.
Here's a cookie. Oh, how many cookies have been eaten in the past 2 years? Like 3?
May I take a closer look at that wacky Dada painting?
Be my guest. I just had a call from Poppy this morning. She says she's in a really creative period right now. I said, please, sweetie, if you get any more creative, they're going to lock you up.
Pardon me a moment, Nancy. I'll be right back. I hope.
Steal
Poppy
the carving.
said to replace it with something organic.
Like a cookie. We've got another carving, and that is a deadly cookie. Ugh. Ugh. Yuck. Gross. Okay. We did that. Next step, Beach Hill Museum. Let's call Franklin. He should be able to answer now and give us the phone number for Curtis Rutherford. And maybe the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center package has shown up. No, it hasn't. Okay. It has not. Let's just call Franklin.
You have no voicemail.
And if not, we'll just run through the entire museum again. Run through the museum.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose. How
Really?
may I direct your call?
Okay,
I'd
let's
like
just
to
run
speak
through
to
the entire
Franklin
museum
Rose,
again.
please.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Rose is out of the office. Would you like to try back later?
Sure.
Thank you for calling Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
So the museum challenge, everyone. Doing this.
I should put in my temple key card.
What you need to do is match the symbols with where they go. So this is 19. This is ink. This is road. This one's north. This one's black. This one's throne. Every level of the museum, you have to do 3 things. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're gonna do some bull. Everyone's favorite minigame! Kind of. So it's slightly different here than in Curse of Blackmore Manor, because you get to control both characters. So you can do something like that, like make the blue person stop when it's very close to you. And then you can get an easy victory. Gonna pass here. Gonna pass here, so that way blue gets close. Oh no! Give me a 1. Ah. Oh no! Ah! So pass here, that way blue has no chance of getting orange there. That was my plan, didn't exactly work. Well, I mean, blue didn't steal my character, but I didn't capture blue either. This can take forever. Haha! I am the best. Woohoo! So what is this, final round? Final round if I win. If I don't, then it's not the final round. Winner! Woo! Sweet. Okay, now we go over here for number 3. So we have to do the quiz. Okay, so this quiz proves you read these things. Okay, Pakal lived over Palenque. His mom is that. It's Zamna, and then Quiche. We did it. Great. So we didn't do this earlier because,
it's locked.
I shut the door on my own face. But we didn't do this earlier because there was an impossible question that Henrik told us about. So we would only get to the impossible question, and then we would stop and get stuck forever. This puzzle's kind of difficult too. What you need to do is figure out the correct angle. So it's 4 and then high. Then it's 3 and medium. Then it's 5 and medium. And then it's going to be 6 and low. Yay! And we also have this interesting, like, PowerPoint presentation. Getting to know Yum Samil, ruler of the underworld. Jawbone. Yuck. Eyeballs. Yeah, so here's the weird part. What on earth is that? Craziness. So they animated a character for like a 5-second animation. That's crazy times. Okay, so let's play this game. So this was on Sunny's Sunny's floppy disk. So what you want to do is get through the maze. It's just like Lewis's maze in game number 3. Difference is you can hold down control and Nancy goes super fast. So that's a time saver. Woo! Wow! Okay, I'm getting lost. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, she might be moving a bit too quickly. Ow, my head. But we solved the maze. Yeah, instead of giving Henrik a mouth for the first half of the game, they animated a random character instead. It feels like they could have done a better job with the animation department. Made some better choices. So let's do this. What was the name of Shield Jaguar's wife? That's one. And that was also on the also on the disc. That last one. Yeah, that maze definitely is like dizziness inducing. Definitely. Let's see, we need to do all 3 of these puzzles. Oh dear, okay, so this one is going to be move the inside 11 and the outside 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Inside. And that's how you solve that puzzle. Did I get my card in? Oh no! Solve the puzzle again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think I might have misclicked there. I did it! Yay! Hooray, 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 hooray. Ugh, creepy. That's a creepy thing. Also creepy, burial rituals. And this quiz
I have
was
a feeling this may be one of Sunny's tricks.
Quati Mundi, right? There it is. So Sunny actually did some work. His work was messing around with the computer games, but it was some work, right? Good job for him. So this is another difficult one, where it's like basically go through the entire game a second time to look up the answers to all these questions. F to F. Okay, and this is, this one? There. Got it. Whew, that's a killer. Okay, so we've solved it, and we've gotten the Pakal carving, or we should have it right now. We recovered the stolen Pakal carving, and we also get a glow stick. How very cute. So I'll put this in here. And you'll want the glow stick to get through this dark area. And it leads right here into this area. Woo! That is really cool. You can spin around. I like that. Okay. Now that we've recovered the Pakal carving, we can tell Henrik. We can tell Franklin Rose about it. And maybe we have a package from Chaco Canyon. Do we? We do not. Huh? Not yet. Okay. Guess maybe we skip ahead a day before that package appears.
You have no voicemail.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
May I speak to Franklin Rose, please?
Who may I say is calling?
This is Nancy Drew.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, how's your investigation coming along?
I'm making good progress, and the Pakal carving is safe and sound. But I'm afraid I can't tell you everything yet.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything now. I'll take good care of the carving, I promise.
What can I say, Nancy? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Do what you have to do, but let's get this mess cleaned up, all right?
So you'll call Joanna and invite her back to work?
I'll call her right away.
Yay!
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Hooray! So he invites Joanna back to work. And she should show up immediately, actually. Like right now. Yep.
Thanks for clearing my name, Nancy. Honestly, I mean, what kind of moron would I be to try and ruin my own exhibit? Anyway, we need to make up for lost time. I need you to go to the storeroom and start unpacking some of those crates. One of the pieces has a fancy security device on it. The code is 0677.
Apparently, a Topeka woman named Prudence Rutherford has recently been visited by a red-handed thief, too. Do you have any idea how I might get in touch with her?
Afraid I can't help you there.
I've got work to do.
See you around.
Okay, well, we do need to call Franklin in order to get the phone number for Prudence Rutherford, so we'll do that soon. So let's see. First, let's open that thing she just told us about, the 0677. I believe it's this one. Yep, and that's the one carving. Yay, we've got so many of these carvings. We still got 2 of them in the mail, though. 2 of them showing up in the mail. Actually, only 1 showing up in the mail right now, because we still haven't called Prudence Rutherford yet. Franklin, things aren't going well because you are being extremely unhelpful.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
But now is your chance to be super helpful.
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
I need to contact a woman named Prudence Rutherford. I noticed she's on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, and that they've donated money to Beach Hill. Any idea how I might track her down?
Well, you're in luck. It so happens that Prudence and I sat on the panel of judges for the Kansas Speak No Evil Mime competition for 3 years in a row, back when I lived in Wichita. How's that for a small world?
Dad never told me you lived in Wichita.
Indeed I did. I haven't talked to Prudence in about 10 years. But let's see if I still have her in this old dinosaur of a Rolodex. Ah, yes, here we go. Got a pen? It's area code 785-555-7279. What's this all about?
Miss Rutherford had a necklace with a Maya artifact stolen right out of her home. I'm trying to see if there's any connection between these robberies.
Ha! You're a real pro, Nancy. Say, why don't I call ahead and let Prudence know what's going on? That way I can say hello and she'll be expecting you.
Now I think you're reading my mind, Mr. Rose. Thanks.
Not a problem, dear.
So yeah, Franklin and Prudence were judging mimes in Wichita. That is clearly what Prudence Rutherford was talking about when she said, "Oh, it's very cultured here in Wichita, with people dressed up like mimes. Indeed, very cultured indeed." Okay, so let's call her. So what was that phone number? 1-785-555-7279.
Yes, hello?
Hello, this is Nancy Drew calling from Washington, D.C.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling from Washington, D.C. I'm trying to reach Prudence Rutherford, please.
Oh, yes, Franklin told me you'd be calling. Such dreadful news about Beach Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions. To think how they violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens!
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my precious necklace gone, stranded, orphaned, and in the hands of some dirty stranger makes my blood boil.
Was the necklace a gift?
I inherited it from my mother-in-law. But you see, the necklace means much more to me than just a handful of priceless rubies.
Did the necklace have a lot of sentimental value?
Yes, I'm afraid it did. I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
Does the carving have any meaning that you know of?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation, but most epigraphers have agreed that it has something to do with a snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
About the theft, where were you when it took place?
At 3 a.m.? Well, I was home, of course, lost in sweet slumber. I don't grace the social circuit the way I used to. That brazen fiend crept right into the bedroom and took my necklace away. Where was I? Picking peaches in the fruit-laden orchards of my dreams. I feel like such a fool.
Was anything else taken besides the necklace?
Nothing. Not even my brand new Dada. Synesthetic, interactive, organic journey? Ha! I always knew Dada was overrated. One moment, dear. Off! Off the sofa, you nasty beast! Now! What are you doing? What did I say about the sofa? Bad, bad, naughty bad! I'm sorry, dear. What was I saying?
Problems with a dog?
What? No, I was speaking to my husband, dear. My second husband. Soon to become my ex-husband if he continues to crawl on the furniture like that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes! Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables were left untouched. Frankly, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
When did you realize that you'd been robbed?
The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was this positively ghoulish red handprint on the wall. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
A red handprint was left at the scene of the crime at Beach Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
Yes, she was yelling at her husband like he's a dog. Poor Mr. Rutherford.
Miss Rutherford, I'd like you to meet Beach Hill's epigrapher, Henrik Vanderheun. Is there any chance you could fly out to Washington for a couple of days?
I'm afraid that's out of the question. The annual Corn Growers' Ball is just 3 weeks away, and I'm the head of the steering committee. Besides, this whole thing has left me so out of sorts. I'm in no condition to travel.
But, Miss Rutherford, surely someone else can step in for you. After all, this case is more important than a barn dance, isn't it?
For your information, the Corn Growers' Ball is the largest gala event of the year in Topeka. Oh, I told Franklin I didn't want to speak to anyone, but he assured me you weren't the pushy type. I never should have agreed to this. Goodbye.
Oh, I got her mad. Aww. Well, that's something that can happen. You can get her so mad she hangs up on you. You have to call back and apologize.
Rutherford Estate, Prudence speaking.
Miss Rutherford, it's Nancy Drew again. I'm sorry for what I said before. I didn't mean to insult you, but I've got to find out more about the carving you lost if I'm going to have any hope of recovering your necklace.
As I said, this robbery was a trauma for me, and I do not wish to get deeply involved in the investigation. However, the insurance company made this dreadful replica of the necklace with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please! But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Let me give you the address.
My secretary will have the address of the museum. Now, if that is all you would require, young lady, I will need to attend to other pressing matters.
Thanks a million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when you find the villains who did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
You're coming through loud and clear. Bye.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's skip ahead a day. Let's skip ahead a couple of days. Just to give time for these packages to arrive. That way Nancy will be able to get them. Come on, alarm clock. Work, work. You need to work. Yeah, let's say this is good enough. I think we can do this, right? Hopefully we have all of the packages now. There's one. How did Prudence's showed up before the one that was sent express? Can't believe that. Their Chaco Canyon Cultural Center needs to work on its mailing system. I do like the victory music. I like the idea of victory music, but it's just the creepiest victory music. Just super creepy. That's some very, very fast mail, yes. Prudence Rutherford just sent some really fast mail. I mean, all the way from Kansas to Washington, D.C. in what was it, 2 days? Less than 2 days. Wow. Let's see if Henrik's here.
Good afternoon, young lady.
According to your notes, Pakal made a 6-part key to the Whisperer's tomb and scattered the pieces around the world. Do you remember anything about this?
6 keys? 6 keys? 6 keys! Nancy, what are the 4 corners of the world? North, south, east, and west. Plus the first king, Pakal himself, and the Copan fool. When they're all assembled, they open the tomb. Don't you see? This is why I stole the Pakal, to prevent some other schemer from putting the key together.
Aha.
Do you think I should alert the police?
You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Great. So, maybe now we've got the package from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Here it is. Took them long enough. Let me put my keys down. And I'm gonna go here. Put this here, we're just gonna fill it with plaster. I think that's what it is. We made a mold of it.
According to Henrik's notes, I need to make a key out of these pieces.
Let's see. Figure out which piece goes where. Do I need to put the top in first? It's creepy. Oh no, I still think that's very creepy note. Okay, there we go. Creepy victory music. There we go. Yes. Yes. Done.
Now I have the key.
So I need to get the calendar stones first. I think we have to do that puzzle as well. So the calendar stones were here, correct? This is the end game sequence, everybody. We've got it.
Wow, these are heavy. I'm not sure I can hold on to these. I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer. I've got to put these things down.
So just put them down for 3 seconds, Nancy, then pick them up again. It's not that complicated. So Nancy carries them all throughout the pathway and puts them here.
Looks like this side is missing a part.
Okay, so here we want to set the calendar to the same
The
date from
poem said,
before.
when the first king ascends again.
So 5 inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the outside, 1 is going to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to reveal these keyholes. So where is the keyhole? Where is it? Here.
This side looks damaged. I'll have to choose which side of the cube goes here.
You need to get them up, north, south, east, and west. Let's see. Okay, this one next. And one final thing. Okay, back away.
This should be the last step.
So it's the last side we haven't done yet.
I wonder what's inside.
Woo! So here we go, everybody get hyped. It's the villain! Well, that's not the villain. This is the scribe. She was locked up in the tomb with all of her writings. But they aren't really her writings.
It's blank.
Who's your friend, Nancy?
Ow!
Boo!
Taylor Sinclair.
Who'd you expect, the Tooth Fairy? Looks
more
like
like the Easter
someone
Bunny.
forgot her beauty cream. I guess we can't all age gracefully.
I'm sure she would say the same about you.
You've been a top-notch assistant, Nancy, but I'm afraid you're just not going to make it in the art world.
Yeah, well, why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
Nancy, do you have any idea what that book contains?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Help me out, Sinclair. I'm drawing a blank.
The Whisperer's writings are the only known personal account of Maya life, the only written glimpse into Bakal's time anywhere. Do you know what I can get for that thing on the black market?
You have no right to do this. The book is not yours to sell.
Simple economics suggest otherwise. And I am the art dealer.
This tomb and all of its contents belong to Mexico.
Finders keepers, I say. Nobody even realizes this thing has any contents. Won't they get a surprise when they finally open it up and find that it contains a 7th century scribe and a 21st century detective? Adios, Nancy.
So, as I was trying to say, that book is just a fake-out book. It's a fake-out book with empty... It was empty. It was a fake-out book, as you saw there. So it actually didn't have anything in it. And this is gross. We have to open up the mummy.
I'm starting to run out of air in here.
Open up the mummy's mouth to find that bar, which goes here. And then that opens up the real writings hidden here.
This may be the scribe's notes about Bakal. I gotta get out of here.
As well as the eyeball, which opens the exit so Nancy can escape and not die. I can't see anything.
In here. Let me out.
Okay, zoom in, and then use the thing on the eye, and Nancy escapes. Hooray! Why was that piece in the scribe's mouth? I don't know.
Behold! Our heroine emerges from the tomb, like a mermaid from the sea.
Meanwhile, the foolish villain stews in the sour soup of his own miscalculation.
From deep in the recesses of time, a wise royal scribe whispers her thanks.
And a priceless chapter of history is rescued from obscurity. Way to go, Nancy!
What in the world? Ah! Confound you, Nancy Drew!
Dear Dad, it was great to talk to you on the phone last night. I can't wait to see you back in River Heights where I can fill you in on the whole story. Can you believe that your own daughter was recently standing face to face with a real mummy? Now that the scribe's book has been recovered, I understand how important it is and why Taylor thought he could make a fortune selling it on the black market. The book contains one of the only personal accounts of Maya life in existence anywhere. I'm sure it'll be a tremendous addition to our knowledge of the Maya once it's translated, that is. And now that Henrik's memory is back up to speed again, I'm sure he'll be itching to get to work on it. Taylor Sinclair won't be making any art deals for a long time, though, that's for sure. I guess I shouldn't be surprised about Alejandro's discovery that the Pakal carving's provenance documents were faked after all. When Franklin Rose and the board found out, they arranged to return the artifact to Mexico right away. Mexican officials are so happy to have the artifact back, they have pledged a new era of diplomatic relations with Beach Hill. Joanna sure learned her lesson about making deals with shady operators like Taylor. The board has agreed to give her another chance as long as she reforms her business tactics. And what else? Oh yes, Poppy Dada's announced a new direction in her artwork. All her new paintings are going to feature, what else? Mysterious red handprints. So I guess everyone is taking off in new directions now. I'm going to stay and help this exhibit get launched. But I'll see you back at home in a couple of weeks. Have a safe trip home. Love, Nancy.
That ending was kind of funny. They were just, preview of the next game.
Dear Nancy, Bess and George told me you're on a case in D.C. I hope everything is working out for you. I wish I could say the same for me. I'm planning on living here, but there's been some trouble. I think someone or something doesn't want me here. Please, Nancy, I'm afraid I can't stay here very much longer. I know you're busy, but I'm desperate. I need you to come out and investigate. Please say you will. Your friend, Sally.
That ending's... I think that ending's kind of cool, with all three characters together reciting poetry. It's just... They were right there. Why didn't they stop the culprit instead of just getting together and reciting Mayan poetry at Nancy? That's a little strange. It is a little strange, yes. did Prudence get her necklace back? Hopefully. I don't think the game told us whether or not she got her necklace back. I don't think that was 100% confirmed one way or the other. And the music just disappeared. Okay, that's a little awkward. Music, please come back. I guess it won't. Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. Oh, I did not call Bess and George in this game. I did not call the Hardy Boys either. Yeah, the Hardy Boys are in this game. You call Bess and George like 3 or so times, and then they tell you, hey, Frank and Joe are here. I think it's 2 or 3 times. It's not the first time you call Nancy's friends, but it's one of the times you call them. Shoo-ba-doo-wop, shoo-ba-doo-wop, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. So someone says, endangered by design, Prudence Rutherford confirms she got her real necklace back. Yeah, I think she did. I don't remember. I know she says something along the lines of, you were responsible for stopping the thieves that got my necklace. So, yeah, something like that. She does remember Nancy Drew. Okay, anyway, that's it for Nancy Drew's Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.